Okay, you either have just watched the video about what warm and cool colors are, or I'm going to show you, if you don't get a chance to watch the video, what warm and cool colors are in just a minute. So we need to prepare ourselves and get ourselves ready. This is a couple of week project, so I'm going to show you everything you need in the next couple of weeks, but we're only going to work on one part each week, so it'll be a several week process. So the first thing you'll need to do is you'll need a white piece of paper and a pencil. And you'll need some oil pastels, a brush. You'll need to see the pattern. You'll need water, potentially a circle shape, your tempera cakes, probably some mosaics, unless we can find some sequins and buttons later, glue, scissors. You'll need a little green or some different little tiny scraps for a guitar string. And then eventually you'll need a black piece of paper to glue it all down to. So now if you don't get to watch the video, then I'm going to teach you real quick what the difference is between a warm and a cool color is. And here I picked up these books that are over in our room. Hardly ever used them, but found this book. It's really good. Now this is the color wheel. Warm colors are colors that make you feel warm. And they are actually on this side of the color wheel. So anything that you think of that makes you feel warm, like the yellow sun, the hot day, anything that has a warm tone. So reds, oranges, and yellows. Those are our warm values. They make you feel warm. Now cool, on the other hand, are on the other side of the color wheel. And those are our cool colors. They are greens, blues, and purples. The royalty people use the color purple because it makes you feel like you are royally important, and that's cool to be a royal. So purple is our royal. Blue, think about dropping into a nice cool blue pool in the summertime, or walking on the nice green cool grass. Yep, here in Kansas, sometimes in the summer that grass gets crunchy and hard and not so cool. But this side is the cool colors. The purple, blues, and green are cool colors, and red, yellows, and oranges are your warm colors. So here's what you're going to do on step one. You are going to take the pattern. This is the pattern. It says pattern right there, and you are going to trace it on your paper. But before you trace it on your paper, what do we do on the back? We take our pencil and we write our name, and if we write our name, this would be first grade, so probably like D1 on the back of your paper, and flip it over. Then you are going to take your pattern and you are going to trace it. You are going to trace the pattern. Trace the pattern on your paper. It's really easy to do. Trace the pattern on your paper. And then you are going to get a circle, a big circle, and you are going to trace the circle. I got two circles, but I didn't know which one would fit. If I put this one on there, it might barely fit, but I don't like it, so I'm going to pick a smaller circle, and I'm going to trace my circle on my paper like so. And that is what we're going to do. And then we're going to take our oil pastels, and we are going to create different kind of patterns and lines with our oil pastels. We're going to create different patterns and different lines on our picture any way we want to. Different patterns, different lines, different shapes, anywhere you want to on your picture. And I have one kind of done. So here I have mine. I've drawn different patterns, different shapes, different lines. I have got my circle. I've broken it up with my pencil. So that is what you're going to do. And then next you are going to take your watercolors and you are going to paint. I'm going to paint this one because I don't want to mess up my sample. So you're going to paint. So you take your tempera cakes and you are going to paint your guitar. Your guitar is going to be warm colors, and your circle shape that you've drawn patterns are going to be cools. So these are going to be cool colors, and the guitar is going to be warm colors. So that's what you're going to paint, cool colors, and then the guitar gets to be warm colors. So if this was my guitar and I'm painting with my tempera cakes are like the liquid we have, but you just have to add a little water. So if I'm going to paint my guitar, I'm going to swirl it into my red, and I'm just going to paint my guitar warm colors any way you want to. That would be red, yellow, and oranges, and I get to paint my guitar all the way in. I'm not going to do it all for you. Red, yellow, oranges, you're going to paint your guitar in any way you want to. Now, with these kind of paints, the kicker is the more paint, the less water. If you use a lot of water and a little bit of paint, it comes out very white like that. But if you use a lot of paint, you really swirl it around and paint it in, it'll become dark like that. More paint, less water on these temper cakes. So your guitar is going to be warm, your little circle is going to be cool, and that is what you're going to do for step 1. Once step 1 is done, the next time I see you, we're going to work on step 2.
Our hands are behind our back, J.O., not touching things.
In step 2, we are going to take that guitar and we are going to cut it out. We are going to glue it down to our black piece of paper, and we're going to use some strips of paper that you find in the scrap box and some mosaic squares that I have, and you're going to glue those pieces on to make it look like it is a guitar. Are you ready? We're going to work on trying to get it drawn today. If you get a chance to paint, great. Great. If you get a chance to paint today, great. Warms and cools. And then next time I see you, we're going to cut it out. We're going to glue it down. We're going to put our guitar strings and our little guitar, those little tuner things. Miss Moore probably tells you a lot about that when you did your guitar unit. Are you ready? Set.